Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is White Lightning. Welcome back to Space Engineers. Great to be with you this morning. Morning for me, anyway. Happy Labor Day to all of you in the States, and to those of you abroad. Hope you're having a pleasant Monday, which is the day I'm recording this. So you can see I am pulling up with the minnow to the asteroid that we identified in one of the previous episodes, or that I identified as one of the previous episodes as being a suitable place to turn into our home base. And today we're going to start laying the foundation for that. You can see a bit of a change to the minnow. Down below, there's a large cargo container held on by a connector, which is actually a kind of a okay, so I guess I'll just tell you guys, I did try to record an episode in between this one and the last one that I posted, where we actually neutralized and found and salvaged that pirate wreck. But unfortunately, I did the super amateur thing of forgetting to do a sound check and an audio check, and I actually didn't have any audio after I had recorded that episode. Mostly it was just me, using the build and repair system to grind things down and fill up the large cargo container. I also took the dung beetle over to the trading station and got a contract and fulfilled that contract. So that was my first contract. I was hoping to show that for any of you who aren't familiar yet or haven't in your own games, although the update's been out for a couple weeks now, so you probably in your own games have figured out how to fulfill those contracts, but I thought it would be fun to show you. But again, I could show it to you, I just can't show it to you with any sound or anything going on there, so apologies for that. But yeah, let me pull up my HUD here, and I've marked what I think would be a very suitable location for us to build in this crater here, kind of on the top tip of this asteroid. And I say top tip, and the reason for that, by the way, the minnow's super sluggish right now with all of these components in it. We're massing quite a bit with that entire ship riding basically in our large cargo container down there, so we're moving really slowly. But I say top tip because if you look over at the skybox, basically the sun tracks more or less along the band and the rim of the Milky Way, or the galaxy there that you can see kind of running around the skybox. And I've identified, I think, this location as an area where we'll get a fair amount of sun exposure, so we can put up a mast that will automatically track the sun for some solar panels, and use that to power our base. But go ahead and kind of more or less settle in. Another thing to point out is that let me show you guys a couple of things actually. I'll go ahead and hop out of the cockpit here and lock on. You guys can see here this nifty little cargo screen. This is one of the mods I have installed. Check out the mod list, it should be working now. A couple of thanks to everybody who pointed out that it wasn't working, but it should be working now. This is a mod that just adds in the option when you're configuring the cockpit and block LCD screens, you have the option to say, hey, give me one that shows how full the cargo is for the entire ship. So our cargo for the entire ship with that cargo container is only 21% full, which is nice. We're actually going to drop that off and use that as the start of our base here, and then park the minnow next to it and kind of lock the minnow onto and merge the minnow onto that large cargo container as well. But yeah, so we're only 21% full. And then there's one other thing. Oh yeah, this little gun that I have here might be kind of hard to see. Let me jetpack out into the sunlight here for a sec. This is the modded weapon, personal weapons pack that I have in, which is really nice because it works really well with the vanilla, like the G menu and stuff like that. It works really well. But this is a little pistol that I have, and it's kind of cute. It had, you have to make you can make it out of the survival kit. You do have to make the bullets one by one. So it says I have 44 down there on the toolbar. That's not 44 magazines, that's 44 rounds. So if I discharge a couple of rounds, it's just a single shot. Actually, no. Sorry, I was thinking I was seeing a double flash there. I'm wondering if it was a 2-round burst, but no, it is just a semi-automatic, just a single shot for each pull of the trigger. But it's nice. Anyway, let's go ahead and start scoping things out. First, let's fill up on oxygen from the survival kit. There we go. That's good. Oh, and I also have a basic assembler tied on here that I was able to make, or not a basic assembler, a full assembler, a real assembler that I was able to make with the materials we salvaged from the pirate wreck, which again are all in here. I can just show you guys. Yep, this is all we have. Now, it's actually a little surprising that this is all we got. I felt like we should have gotten more materials than this, and I've actually broken down a lot of the thruster components and stuff that we did salvage. But 17,000 steel plates, I guess it was majority steel plates, which is nice because we can break those down to make iron ingots, which, although we have the 23,000 iron ingots there, so that should be plenty to start making a base there. But let's go ahead and kind of scope things out. I'm wanting to put a gravity generator down and have this base be kind of on the flat in the middle of this little crater here. And then again, like on this ridge or something, we'll put a big set of solar panels on a mast or something like that that will generate our power. So orientation is going to be a little bit key, just so we can have everything match up nicely with the gravity generator that we place more or less in the center here. I'm wondering, well, first I'm going to need some steel plates so that I can place some things. I'm probably going to place a merge block on the ground and a merge block on the cargo container here, and then use the cargo container as the base, and then probably park the minnow right next to the cargo container, merge it up, you know, connect the conveyor, stuff like that, and then the minnow will just be parked. That will be the start of our base, our asteroid space station for now. Okay, so we'll grab just like, you know, 40 steel plates or something. That should be plenty. And then come and grab, let's just see, now I always forget, that's 1x1 size merge block. Okay, I always forget if I actually need power or if I don't for these merge blocks. And I'm thinking I don't need to have this actually powered. I guess we'll find out soon though. But we want to have this again be more or less flat, and I'm actually wondering about gravity line placement. That's activated. Okay, that's not right. Local grid alignment. There's not really a local grid to align to, is there? Besides that guy. Okay, so let's just go free placement, and I guess I'll just try to eyeball as best I can. Maybe mag lock on to kind of the bottom of this crater here. Because again, this is how we're going to be lined up, and I want to be more or less, you know, I want this crater floor to be the floor when we actually place a gravity generator. So I'm guessing let's try to, this looks pretty flush to me, at least in this direction. That looks a little bit too, like I went a little bit too far there. Let's try something like, you know, I don't know how much different that is, but let's turn that into kind of the start of our base. We'll go ahead and place that right there. Bingo! Okay, so we've got our merge block. Build and repair system. We'll start fixing that, welding that up. There we go, we've got the merge block down. Okay, cool. Next objective is to just place, we're just going to place a merge block here on the bottom of the cargo container. Let's grab that. Yeah, I think on the bottom is appropriate. Unless we wanted to do something like right on the side, which is not the worst idea. Sorry, I know maybe I'm like being silly with this, guys, but I kind of want to get this right and kind of want it to be nice and kind of cool, kind of a cool thing. Let's go ahead and grab a conveyor junction, which I don't have the interior plates for, so let's grab a couple of those. Let's put a conveyor junction down like that, and then another merge block. And again, build and repair should just work that okay. And again, I can't remember if I need to power this or not. I don't see any lights on or anything. So I'm probably going to need to place a battery, maybe make some power cells. Let's test it though. Because I feel like in my test of the survival update that I posted like a month ago, not the survival update, the economy update, it seemed like I was able to use the merge blocks without having the target one powered. And those of you who know the answer to that question, oh, it's a nice little eclipse there we're getting behind. I think that's Mars off in the distance. Moon's right over there. We'll have a brilliant view of the moon when we get this base up and going and finished. Go ahead and approach closer, and we'll see if we can get some sort of lock. Oh, they're both turning yellow. Do you see that? So let's get a little bit closer, and there we go, locked. Okay, perfect. We now have a station with only 28 minutes of power. Oh, we're going to need to start working on some power ASAP. Power generation. But that is all looking good. I feel good about that. I'm going to check real quick, double check. The small cargo container there is empty. Great. Let's grab our pink here. And we're going to paint this connector pink. Or this conveyor pink right there. And that'll turn the minnow back into a ship. Or we'll at least be able to turn the minnow back into a ship. May have turned into a station automatically. And then I'm thinking we go ahead and settle it and park it kind of alongside here. And from there, work on getting it attached up or conveyed up or something. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, yes. So let's go ahead and take control again. Like so. Wow, it's amazing how much lighter it moves when you don't have an entire ship's worth of large cargo container to haul around. That's kind of a funny thing, right? Nobody's surprised by that, of course. And it would be nice if I could work out something to line the minnow itself up with that, the existing cargo system on the minnow up with that large cargo container. And something like this feels pretty good, actually. Yeah, I'm liking this. And then, you know, we build the base kind of around the rim of that crater and, you know, different platforms and bridges around the top here. I like this area. I think that's going to be cool. We've got a nice crack, a nice crevice in the asteroid that we can bridge. Yeah, I'm thinking this is the right call. So let's hop out again and rig up what we're going to need for connections. Okay, for now, I'm just going to place, and we can, this is just kind of so we can slap things down here. I'm going to place, not like that actually. Nope, stop. Undo that, build and repair. And pick up those steel plates, please. That's my bad. Something like, a merge block there, and then we need a merge block, not there, but one up from that. So let's grab our pink. Paint that block pink right there. Okay, got rid of that. And then let's grab our gray again. We want one there, and then again we want the merge block right there. And I think that'll line the cargo up perfectly, so the minnow cargo system will be hooked up to the large cargo container. Yeah, I think that should work. Okay. Now we just have to maneuver into place, wait for that merge block to get welded up and done. I like the effect of where it's like the thrusters are kicking up a little bit of dust from being so close and firing so close to the asteroid. And that merge block's not finishing. We must be. I'm guessing we're missing whatever it's going to take to actually get that done, get that finished. Computers, really? It's lame. Oh, and this is probably why, because the computers are all in here. Haha, let's grab just some of those. Yep, forgot about that little hiccup there. Okay, so that merge block is done. Now we can go ahead and get those two lined up. It's yellow, it means they're in proximity, they're detecting each other. Just get a little bit closer, and there we are, we're locked. Okay, just like that, we've got the start of our space base. Let's double check our inventory, make sure everything works fine. We've got our large cargo container. Yep, looks like that's part of the grid. Let's just check and make sure that, you know, the assembler's connected directly to it, so let's just make sure that we can drop, like, you know, stuff between each piece. Okay, yeah, no, that's looking really good. Assembling, disassembling. Wait, no, I want to go to our assembler. And let's go ahead and disassemble all of those. Perfect. Just get a little more gold and other materials out of those, because we have more thruster components than we need right at this moment. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Yeah, I like that. Ho ho ho. Very nice, very nice. Now what I'm actually going to do is anchor this large cargo container onto the surface of the asteroid. Oh man, it'll be so nice when I don't have to use mag boots anymore. When we can just use our whatchamacallit, our gravity generator, get a gravity generator down. I'm actually going to anchor this down, make a bit of a platform. I'm not digging the carbon fiber. Let's shall we just go to none? At least for now, yeah. Let's go to none. As far as meaning no texture. And let's not use the carbon fiber for the floor here. Just a nice bit of a... That's all we want really, is just a plain flat armor surface to build on for right now. And then I'm going to paint these merge blocks pink so that our build and repair system can grind those down, because we no longer have need of merge blocks right there, and we can get those materials back. They're more expensive than the regular steel plates and regular armor blocks, so we'll get a little bit of those materials back. Okay, there we go. We've got our platform set down. Excellent. Next, we need to worry about getting, like I say, a solar tower up and running, and I think right about here would be a great place for a solar tower. Should be still within easy range of the build and repair system. So let's start placing a line of blocks. And again, we'll use the full light armor block as opposed to the half. That's kind of a hack that I learned from my last playthrough. Is if you use this block, you can still make nice flat platforms and surfaces and stuff, clip them into boxes, all that stuff. But it only uses half as many steel plates. But for now, just for strength and just in case we get just so a drone doesn't one-shot us quite as easily as it drives by, we'll use the full 1x1 light armor block as opposed to the half. I can grable this and smooth out this curve as we go too. There we go, something like this. And then we'll run this around the rim. And yeah, put that tower right over there, kind of on the high point of this asteroid. So the asteroid itself isn't really occluding us or blocking us from the sun. There we go, something just like that I think will be perfect. Okay, sun's still going around there. Hopefully I can get some solar panels up and a solar tower up before the sun goes down so we can start recharging our batteries even more quickly. Didn't want to place you there, that's my bad. Okay, there we go. Now let's start building up. I'm a little concerned that that's not finishing. Are we actually out of build and repair system range? Maybe not. Okay, yeah, no, it's picking it up now. Okay, so we don't need a ton of elevation, but some would be nice. There we go, that should be good. And now, so the way we're going to do this, guys, and the way we're going to make this tower, for those of you who aren't familiar or who didn't watch last season or might be new to things, is there's a special script that Izzy came out with. I think it's Izzy, right? Yeah, it's Izzy came out with for a solar rotor tower script. Basically, all you need to do is build a tower like I'm building with two sets of rotors, one to rotate this way on this axis, and then another one to rotate on this axis. And then you plop down. I'll show you guys in a minute what we actually end up doing, but all you have to do basically is plop down a programmable block, run the script, rename the rotors, and boom, just like that, you have a perfectly functional solar rotor tower that will automatically turn and track the sun, and thereby get maximum efficiency out of the solar panels, because solar panels are less efficient in... oh, and I'm out of steel plates already. Dang it. Solar panels are less efficient when they're not facing directly into the sun, and so having them turn to constantly face directly into the sun when the sun is visible is really handy and really useful. Okay, so that's done like that. Still got solar panel on our bar, so we'll just start with the 4 solar panels. I'll probably have to do some assembler breaking stuff down. Are we actually high enough to do 4 solar panels? Yeah, we are. I'll have to do some assembler breaking stuff down probably to be able to fully manufacture the solar cells and everything else that we need. There we go. And I don't know, I like to put them kind of on the back of the tower. I don't know, it just feels right, it feels safer. The build and repair system is working on the solar panels as we speak. Let's check and see what they lack. Probably just solar cells for all of them, right? Yeah, okay, so we're gonna need like 128 times 2 solar cells to complete everything we've placed. I might not worry about that right off the bat. I might just start with 128 and then see where we go from there. Okay, coming to our assembler control panel. Production here. Let's go back to the assembler. Again, I wish you could choose a default. Also, confusing thing. Do I have actual gravity generator? No, I don't. Okay, so one thing I will show you guys, one contract that I accepted last time at the trade station, again, thinking that I was recording this for posterity and for y'all, is this gravity components contract, which is huge, 97 million credits. Little did I know that there's a reason for that. They're actually really hard to build. I just hadn't thought about it too much. And then we also have this acquisition contract for 704 motors. So these acquisition contracts seem to be pretty easy. This one would give us 8 million space credits or something, but at some point we need to deliver 704 motors back to that space station, that trading station. But also the 32 gravity generator components, which I can't quite build. I think I'm lacking silver, and I did find a bit of cobalt. I did go back to one of the asteroids we visited previously and found some cobalt. Cobalt ore? Yeah, still got some cobalt ore kicking around. Basic refinery is chewing through it very slowly, but giving us a little bit of cobalt at a time there. Okay, what was I going to do here? Oh yes, I was going to queue up solar cells, about 128 of those. Use our really nice search bar, which is honestly probably the best thing. Sorry, just making sure I get the right appropriate number of solar cells there. That search bar is like the best thing that came out of the survival update earlier this year. That is just really nice to be able to search for your components that you need. Also, I'm not sure what mod this is from, but there's a dense steel plate, which just takes iron ingots, but yeah, it takes a lot of iron ingots just for one dense steel plate. That's kind of interesting. How many for one? Yeah, 21 as opposed to 440. Yeah, that's super dense. Better be a lot of hit points there. Probably going to need to disassemble some stuff to get some materials, but for now we're okay. Okay, so those solar panels are being built gradually. Now we also need to plop down a programmable block. And all this stuff, or a lot of this stuff anyway, can move. These solar panels are still getting power. It makes me nervous that those batteries are totally not lit up anymore. 58 minutes. Yeah, it's definitely time to get some solar panels going. Gee whiz. But yeah, like I said, we also need to get a programmable block placed. And the question is, where are we going to place that? Doesn't really matter. It could go just about anywhere on our still somewhat janky... Oh yeah, I have these NPC programmable block. So this would be just a little astronaut that stands there and functions as a programmable block. That's super cool. I'm not going to use it right now. I'm going to wait till we actually have like a bridge or something cool to use for it. Something like that I think will work fine for right now. Again, we'll kind of build our base around the minnow and over the minnow and move the essential components of the minnow out, but keep the hull kind of in place here and in shape here. Okay, so there's our programmable block. That's super easy. Now let's come here, sit in the seat, recharge our energy for a second, and also find that programmable block. Programmable block. Let's, and then we come to edit and browse scripts, and Izzy's solar alignment script right here. Again, if you just go on Steam Workshop and search it, subscribe to it, it'll be available in your games for your programmable blocks. Super easy. Select that, copy to editor, hit OK. And now this programmable block is running that Izzy solar alignment script. Note that it says an error, rotor group not found. So we need to go and find all those rotors that we just placed, all 3 of them, and rename those into a group, solar rotors. We go ahead and save that, and then come back to the programmable block. Rotor 2 can't see the sun. Add a solar panel or oxygen farm to it. Aligned. That, seems buggy. Oh, you know what I'm thinking, guys? We're not in a gravity well. Son of a gun. Does Izzy's solar alignment script not work when you're just parked on an asteroid like that? Like this? Because if that's the case, that's extremely unfortunate. Let's double check our groups here and let's troubleshoot a little bit, but I'm wondering if that's not the case. Because there's also a way that you can set up like a satellite or something that just rotates to track the sun, but that doesn't work for a station. It has to be free-floating and freestanding to use the gyroscope method. Huh. Okay, let's come back and check our programmable block. Still showing us that error. Rotor 2 can't see the sun. It's in night mode. Inaccurate, still calculating. So it should automatically calculate the day-night time, but again, since we're in space, that's a little bit awkward. I've only ever used this script on planets, or in space with gyroscope mode. I haven't tried to use it with the rotors on an asteroid, and again, may not work. Let's edit this and see if there are any instructions here. Name of the group with all solar-related rotors, not needed in gyro mode. String rotor group name equals solar rotors. Again, you can edit this if you want to name it something else like solar rotors 1 or something like that. By enabling gyro mode, the script will no longer use rotors, but all gyroscopes on the grid instead. This only makes sense when used on a ship in space. Rotate to sunrise. Rotate the panels towards the sunrise during the night. Possible values true, false, default true. Sorry, I'm just going through this code and trying to figure out if there are any instructions or anything. So this is all stuff that you can configure and edit. A lot of stuff here, the base light management, LCD panels and stuff. External timers, no. Settings for enthusiasts, that's probably not me. Rotor speeds. All sorts of stuff here. Yeah, don't change anything beyond this point, that makes sense. Okay, let's check the code real quick. Compilation successful. Okay, still getting that error. Let's find our rotors. Did I not save that group or something? Solar rotors. And it apparently contains all of the rotors. But let's try this again. We select 1, 2, 3. All 3 are selected. Solar rotors. Save. And it could be let's see. Rotor 2 can't see the sun. Let's edit that code real quick. Yeah, solar rotors is the appropriate string name. Oh, dang, that's unfortunate. It's such a cool mod, or such a cool script rather, so useful. I'm thinking I'm not going to be able to use it properly though, because of this issue with we're not in a gravity well, and so the script kind of relies on that and relies on you being in a planet to run most of its features. Dang, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, it looks like we're going to have to set up some more conventional solar farm with a more conventional setup. It's the best way to do that right now. Sun is over there. If I'm right with the direction it's moving, it should be moving to the left. So it moves in an arc around here. So I don't know if just plain flat solar panels is the right call. I'm wondering if I maybe put a couple over here on a rotor, angle them appropriately. Okay, yeah, let's do that, and let's paint all this stuff pink. To get build and repair system just to start taking it apart. We'll do the same over here. We just need to get a few more solar panels down, like pretty ASAP-ish. I'll do control pink to get more of it painted in one go at the same time. Yeah, pretty much ASAP, so that we can actually start getting some power generation going. Okay, something like this, and then what I'm thinking is, let's grab just a normal block like this. Actually, you know what? Why even make it complicated? Let's just place a few solar panels down. Could put one here. Yeah, let's just put a couple right here to grab that sun, and then we can move them as the sun moves. Ultimately, of course, I feel like reactors are kind of the better way to end up with to end up with power generation. Solar panels just take up a lot of space and don't put out a lot of power, but you know, we're not to that point yet where we can afford to build a reactor. that would start powering our base. So let's get some more panels down. Might have to start working on being at that point, though. How much time we got left on the grid? 2 hours of power now. Okay, that's fine. Probably going to need to come into production to our assembler. Okay, what are we missing? Nickel ingot and silicon wafer. So let's come into disassembling, and yeah, we don't get any nickel or silicon from those thruster components. What do we have that we can take apart for silicon? What? No, we've got silicon right there. Do we not have any nickel ingot left? Okay, yeah, so nickel is our holdup, so we're going to need to take apart something for nickel. We have 300 motors kicking around. Okay, let's disassemble 300 motors right now. Then I can go mine some nickel and some silicon in between episodes or something like that. The asteroids aren't too far away for those. Yeah, there's a silver and nickel asteroid just 17 kilometers away that we can use for that. Okay. So that'll start disassembling. Start working on these panels, getting them complete. I do have this advanced welder. It welds so much faster. It's so nice to have. Okay, there we go. Got that. Help our build and repair system out a little bit so he can start working on these panels. Then we'll probably build another bit of a cube out to, like... Actually, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. To here, and we can put another solar panel down here for when the sun flips around, and make just kind of a square or something. Actually, it's going to be over that at that point soon. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to think of what would be most efficient without having solar panels that can automatically track the sun. Because that would have been one argument for starting on like the moon or someplace, but okay. There we go, solar panel down like that. There we go, and now that panel is sucking in power. That's really nice. As our assembler continues to do work, we'll be able to complete even more of those. So you're still disassembling. What happens if we toggle over to assembling? We should now have the nickel ingots required to make, some more solar cells. We need to get down to 64, and that means we'll have had enough to build 2. Which would be nice. Just need to make sure, I'd like to make sure they all go kind of to the same place, all the solar cells. Yeah, and they are not. That's aggravating. Okay, this is why you don't place multiple solar panels at one time. I'm learning. Thank you guys, pink. Yeah, get ground down, son. And that should give us enough solar cells to actually finish this guy, or get close to finishing this guy. Perf. Another thing that I was kind of wanting to do is, I'm never going to use this hydrogen engine, just because I don't like them. They burn a lot of hydrogen, or I feel like too much hydrogen for the amount of power you actually get from them. So I'm going to go ahead and paint that pink, and then put a couple of conveyors or something down to connect it up. Also, now that the minnow is a station, we can start taking apart some of its remaining ion thrusters. That's a thing that can happen as well. Go ahead and finish that. There we go. Let's grab just our light gray and grab our conveyor system, and that just needs to be, we'll make it into the junction there, but then we'll make this part just into a tube. I'm wondering as well about taking the solar panels off the top of the minnow, but you know what, I think I'll leave them for like historic interest or something. That's kind of my vision, is that we build a colony or a base around the minnow, and the minnow becomes like the historic old center that commemorates the founding of the colony, the founding of the base, that kind of thing. Okay, so we had enough to build that. How is our production going? Gonna have to micro this a little bit because we just don't have any ores kicking around. We're component rich, but we're ore poor right now. And yeah, you ran out of all the things. Actually, wait. Oh, perfect. So you were able to finish those 2 panels. Let's check our power situation right now with the assembler. Let's check the let's toggle the assembler over to disassembling. So with the assembler running and the basic refinery still running, working on that cobalt as well. How much power do we have? Only 1 hour worth of power. Check the batteries. These batteries are only at 20% and they are draining. They will be fully depleted in 1 hour. You are recharging. Actually, you're switching between fully depleted and recharging. What's the current stored power? I don't know, that battery's really not telling me much. Okay, let's think a little bit about our power situation here. Do I just put down another battery, or do I just need to put down more solar panels in a row? What is needful right at this moment? Probably a couple more solar panels. So let's go ahead and place another 1 or 2 facing this way, and then we'll get serious about making another row facing the other way for when the sun makes its circuit and flips around. We go something like this, and this. Ooh, although I don't like how that's... Actually, you know what? Undo that. Stop. Cancel. Abort. Build and repair. Stop. It's one curious thing, since we are building in space, when we disconnect things from the actual base grid, they just kind of hang there and float there, which I don't love, but that's okay. Okay, yeah. Let's just get a row of panels down right now. Place you here to try to catch some of that sun. There we go. Got another. I'm curious why that one is only showing. Okay, so it takes some time to ramp up. That's okay. So we got that, and then we'll build out. And that's where I'll place the next row of panels, and I'll get rid of this bar here. Okay, so we're not gonna die immediately. I probably should have paid a little bit more attention, though, to our power situation before we went too wild and crazy, putting build and repairs and full assemblers and other things that end up sucking up a lot of power. One thing I could do... Well, no, let's check the... let's check our batteries here. So they are still fully depleted in 1 hour. Solar panels... Got, 3 of the big ones complete. They are outputting 152 kilowatts. And the batteries are outputting like 600 each. Wow, that's a lot. So we need basically 4 solar panels, 4 or 5 per battery. Can't really do the math in my head to just break even with the battery. Okay, so we're gonna need to get pretty serious, guys, about making a reactor, finding some uranium. I do have a uranium asteroid close by, but that's gonna take a full refinery placed down. So next few episodes are gonna be interesting as we start working on the base and try to get a sustainable base that doesn't run out of power immediately. So stay tuned for that, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day.